Hey, what's up, you guys? My name is Andrew Foster, and today we are at the Home Depot. We're gonna buy some pots. Should probably say that a little quieter in case there are any cops around. I like this guy.
It's pretty.
He's only $2.98. Let's buy like 12.
Oh shoot! Look how cute they are.
I'm hip. I like this guy. I think I'm gonna get this guy. It's like picking out a Build-A-Bear. You have to pick, they all look the same, but you have to pick the most perfect one. My favorite.
He's your child.
Yeah, I'm kind of vibing. I like this guy.
Okay.
I also know nothing about like plants.
So listen, I know a couple things, so we're gonna use my limited knowledge and your lack of knowledge, put them together, and we'll get total knowledge.
And then we'll just get rid of all of that and Google it. We got a cheat sheet. We found a cheat sheet.
Fair.
Okay, so I think we should look at the soil that it needs. This is for indoor. Are we gonna put them inside? Inside.
Outside.
Outside?
Yeah.
This one looks good. Ooh, it's soft. Feel it. He'll like that. He'll like that.
Mm-hmm.
I know you're probably in heaven right now since we're in Home Depot and you're a lesbian. Like, do you need some more time?
Like a lap around the store, plan my future house.
Do you want to like look at PVC pipes or like 2x4s or some
Actually,
paint?
Yeah, can we do
Wait,
that?
can we actually look at those little paint cards?
What?
Should we use self-checkout even though it never works?
I mean,
Update self-checkout isn't working.
let's see again. Oh, our kids are buckled in. That's good.
I have an idea of what I want to do, but I also want to use green, and my idea does not include green, so I'm just not sure. It's like a shake weight.
Cranberry rose. Not even putting paint on my thing yet. Like, it's okay. It's fine.
Catch up. Get on my level.
Let's talk about traditional gender roles, like in
In
education
education.
systems, you know, with like teachers. So something that really scared me, and I'd had gay teachers in the past, but something that worried me was that if I came out as like a lesbian at the time, and now I'm just like, haha, full on queer. Watch that video. No, I'm kidding.
Link down below.
Link down below. I was always worried that like I wouldn't be able to be a teacher, or like parents would see me as less than because of my sexual or gender orientation.
I mean, that's what happened with all the women in our neighborhood after I came out as trans.
And
They were like, when I came out, I was babysitting pretty much every elementary school kid in our neighborhood.
Yeah.
And
then they didn't like that you came out.
I don't even know if it's that they didn't like my identity. It's just that they didn't understand it and they didn't like want that around their kids because they really thought that like I was gonna turn their kids gay, which you know is the worst thing ever.
This is happening, and I'm like trying to become an
What is happening?
Like, the whole neighborhood is basically like shunning, you know.
Oh, shunning me? Yeah.
Shunning you because like you came out, and they were like, what the fuck? And so I'm going to college, like I want to be an education teacher.
But like, what if that happens to me on a large scale and I can't get a job?
Exactly. And
Yeah.
like these are honest fears.
I worry about like my future family, like my wife and kids that I don't have yet, more than I worry about myself. I think I worry about my girlfriend getting backlash for
Right.
dating a trans guy more than I worry about me getting backlash for being a trans guy. And she, I don't think, like we've talked about it, she hasn't gotten backlash, she hasn't gotten hate from it.
That's
But like,
incredible.
I know she'll get like weird questions, but
But,
normally it's just people trying to understand. How are my kids going to like explain their family to other kids, you know? And I worry about that a lot more than I worry about myself, because when I was 12, 13, 14, all the adult women, all the moms in our neighborhood were like, F you, we don't want gayness around our kids. So
terrifying.
yeah, so I already went through all that stuff, so I'm not really worried about anybody ostracizing me now, but I am worried about like my family being affected.
such a you thing.
Is it?
And I love it. Like,
Is it?
You're so, like, giving to other people. Like, it's not,
You
like,
think
what
so?
happens to you. It's, like, what happens to these people. Like, how are they affected?
Yeah. There are these YouTubers that I watch. Their channel is called The Next Family. They're 2 moms, and they have 3 kids. Biologically, one of the moms. And,
Okay.
you know, just as much the other mom's child. And they do, like, sometimes Q&As, like, sort of podcast type videos where they just talk about different topics.
Those are fun.
Yeah, like their experience with sperm donors and like where they got that is really interesting. So The Next Family, if you're ever looking. Also, Team 2 Moms is a good YouTube channel.
I like lesbian moms. It makes me feel like I could eventually have, like, a child.
No, I feel you. Like
No.
Aiden Dowling being so public with his wife's pregnancy is just very inspiring to me. Like that to me is like, oh, someday I'll get there, you know?
That's fantastic.
I love Aiden though. He's the best. Are you even like supposed to paint on ceramic with acrylic paint? Don't
Honestly.
follow this as an instructional video.
We'll
just
let
an
you know
FYI.
next time if it worked out.
Yeah, right. Get back to us in a week. I have a question for you. Random question.
Go for it.
As a genderqueer person, how do you feel about like all these new pronouns? Like when people are like
Zer,
yeah.
he, her.
Like when people are like, I go by Zim. Like how does like what's your perspective on that?
To each their own.
That sounds like a grandma
But-
answer. Like, hey grandma, I'm gay. To each their own.
I think the pronouns are great. I think it gets complicated once you start having more than like 5 pronouns. Because then it's like, does this person go by here, Zir, Zim?
But here's my thing is like,
Z.
where do you draw the line? Because we have male pronouns, female pronouns, and then they, them is like gender neutral pronouns, right?
Yeah,
And then you have like more to the feminine side pronouns.
that's fair.
And so if you're saying like, okay, we can have like
Cool.
5 pronouns. We can have masculine, more masculine than feminine, gender neutral, more feminine than masculine, and then feminine. What if someone's like, well, I'm in between the more feminine and the feminine?
Yikes!
And then it just goes on for like
It-
infinity.
it's like dividing a number by 2 over and over and over and over
yeah,
again.
yeah, yeah.
And it never ends.
Exactly.
And
So where do we draw the line?
I don't think you do.
And you can't like identity police. You can't be like,
No.
actually, your pronouns aren't zir.
You know, pronouns are like this pot. There's so many different shades. You can't just label them all and be like, oh, the color of this pot is clearly blurple. Like, you can't call it blurple. That's
Yeah.
not a word. A.
Pronouns are like pots. They should be legalized.
Yes! That's exactly right.
Do you remember those It Gets Better videos?
It gets better. Yeah, I do.
I don't
Oh,
remember
nice.
seeing any It Gets Better videos from trans people, but I'm sure they existed.
This, like, didn't turn out as well as I wanted it to. That's okay.
There are no mistakes, only happy accidents.
Okay, you say that, but
I do.
think that this was a mistake.
I'm so glad we didn't have to buy paints because they're like so expensive.
I know, right?
Thank goodness my mom's an artist. Ooh, whatever that is cool
This
looking,
one?
and that one. I remember getting my first testosterone shot. I thought I was gonna have to stab my ass, and then they were like, "You're doing it in your stomach," and I was like, 1, praise be. 2, what?
Did you watch like YouTubers do it in their ass?
Yeah, or like their legs. For anyone who asks if it's painful to do a testosterone shot, I do not have a very high pain tolerance at all. And it takes me, I mean, you've seen me do my shot. It probably takes me like,
It makes me cringe more,
yeah,
but that's because of the needle.
it takes me like a minute. Like the whole process probably takes a minute. You got a little lily pad.
Got a little lily pad on my sea of yellow.
Did you ever read Frog and Toad?
Okay, I've seen those on Tumblr.
You've never read Frog and Toad? So, fun story. When I was in 5th grade, I had an Australian teacher. His name was Mr. Hill. Mr. Hill, if you're watching this, big fan. He was the best teacher I've ever had. I loved him so much. This was the same year that I got locked in a closet during a fire drill. Another story.
Different video.
Yeah, story for a different day. But Mr. Hill would play audiobooks of Frog and Toad for us, like during quiet time. So we would have like a half hour or something, like towards the end of the day, where we could like draw or write or read or color or whatever. And he would play audiobooks of Frog and Toad. And I just remember like sitting there, and all I would do was just sit at my desk and just sit and listen to Frog and Toad. Like, I didn't care about writing or drawing. I would just sit and be like, this is such an interesting story. And me, as this super hyper talkative ADHD kid, like, you could never get me to sit still. Until it was Frog and Toad time. And I can't remember if he played it like only on Fridays or something. Like, he had his system, but dude, he killed it. And then he like left the school. I tried to write him a letter like years later to be like, yo, you were the best teacher. I should look him up. He's probably on Facebook. I know his first name. I remember the first date we ever went on, we went to Buffalo Wild Wings, and she ordered a burger, and I was like, I had never been on a date with a girl where she like ordered real food, and she ordered this like massive burger and just like destroyed it in front of me, and I was like, this is gonna be a long relationship. Like, I was like, this is the beginning of something real. And that was like my first girlfriend, my first like real girlfriend, first real heartbreak. Dude, the number of girlfriends that I've had that have moved to California, like, I don't know what it is. They just, like, date me, and then they're like, yeet, I'm out. Moving to California. There are our pots. Right now, we are going for 35 1/8, so hit us up. Here is the final product. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to give it a like. Leave us a comment, question, or concern down below. And if you want to see more in the future, then subscribe. Stay sweet.
Sing like me or castaways who breathe like me, cause family is LGBT. A lot of you are gonna have a problem with that. Either way, I hope you know we gonna blossom in that. You buried us deep in the soil. Seeds grow long before you spoil. And kids like me are gonna change things.